Shabbat Shalom to everyone who's joining us online. We'll get started with our service in just a few minutes. I want to wish you a Shabbat Shalom, and if you're joining us now, go ahead and head into the chat, welcome one another with a Shabbat Shalom, a welcome as we bring in this evening together.
Sing with me.
Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Oh, we can do that again. Let's try that again. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
All right. So this particular Shabbat, we have a special treat. Not just do we get to celebrate this bright moment in this point in our week, and perhaps this bright moment in our lives this particular weekend. This particular Shabbat, we have an extra treat. It is always a real privilege and a pleasure to hear the voices of our young people as they come through this community, learning in every way, not just in our classrooms, but in our community as well. It is a task of our community to raise up our young people, not just knowing facts, but knowing the feeling of community. And so, too, do we have the opportunity to get to learn and celebrate with them as well. And so we have the pleasure of having our prayers led. I am leading with Johanna Brown this particular Shabbat. And so, Johanna, it is a real pleasure to get to lead with you this Shabbat. Not only is your voice, but your soul is a powerful presence tonight for all of us. Thank you for being here. We also are celebrating some other things we'll get to in just a moment, but I want to mention a couple of housekeeping things. The first is if you are joining us online, I want to invite you to hop into the chat. And if you're on Facebook or on YouTube, to say a quick Shabbat Shalom to one another as we enter this holiday of Shabbat. And you'll find as well on our webpage, tilb.org, a higher quality live stream where you'll be able to share those same comments on the website, but when we get to our Misha Berach prayer, our prayer for healing, as well as our Kaddish prayer, our prayer for remembering those who have passed away, you'll be able to share the names of those you're thinking of. We'll be able to offer their names in this sanctuary. A little bit about our service as well. We are asking that everyone, of course, remain masked throughout the service, and we are noting that there are exits on either end of our sanctuary here, as well as another exit here in the back of our sanctuary. Now, Shabbat is a project. We actually don't have the idea in the Jewish community, regardless of having places that hold sacred memories, we don't have the idea that things are holy. Rather, for us, there are moments that are holy, and they are made holy through certain actions. I think that singing, that offering prayer, that reading words that have come before us, these things help make this moment holy. And there is one other thing in particular that I think makes this evening holy, and that is one another. And so I know that it might be a little bit strange, but if you have see somebody here that you have not seen in a while, or someone that you haven't met yet, I actually want to invite us, we're going to get loud in a minute, so I want to invite us to stand up and to say hello to someone that you haven't seen in a while or that you haven't met yet. Go ahead, let's welcome one another this Shabbat as we turn this space into a sanctuary.
Thank you. I can adjust this too. Not until the bar. So in a little while. Okay, thank you. Lights. It worked at Guitar Center 3 days ago. You plug it in at 2 and it goes for, it worked. This, yeah. I'm good. Yeah.
Well, I think that there are, oh, I love it. I love that there's so much schmoozing. This is like it's the most important thing we'll do all night. I want to invite us to return to our seats, although I will say that it makes me very happy to hear so much schmoozing. That is, I believe that that's when a room turns into a holy space, a sanctuary. I think that it's interesting that there are certain words in our Bible, in our Tanakh, that have sat in various different printed tomes and scrolls throughout many different generations, and they've been read, but they wouldn't come to our hearts and minds so readily. And other words that immediately we would know, words that we've heard many, many times over. In our prayer book on page 10, you'll find the words Hine Matov. And I think that there's a wisdom in not just sharing these words in the prayer book, but from generations past that are offering these words to us today. As if we didn't need a reminder from how wonderful that schmooze was. It's good to be together. There's something holy in that. Let's sing together, page 10.
שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. How good it is, how sweet it is, to be together on this day. How good it is,
how good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is,
to be together on this day. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov, uma naim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, uma naim, shevet achim gam yachad. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. How good it is, how sweet it is,
how sweet it is,
to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is,
how sweet it is,
to be together on this day. Hine ma tov uma naim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov uma naim, shevet achim gam yachad.
We know so too in looking back at the history of our community, at the history of our world, that we find meaning there. So too do we find meaning in looking ahead and finding a bright future and excitement as new things come into the world. All so much so that we place it right there in our prayer books, the words Shir Chadash. Let's sing a new song. That too is holy. I invite us to join together on page 13.
Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. I will sing unto God a new song.
We know that there is a special joy that comes from two people bringing their lives together, and so the poets offered in our prayer book the image of two people celebrating a marriage. The words of Lecha Dodi on page 20 liken this moment to that wedding day. And so not yet, but when we get to our final verse, I'm going to invite us to rise and to turn to the door through which we entered our sanctuary, welcoming Shabbat as if she were a bride here on her wedding day on Sunday. No, not yet. Not yet. as if she were here today celebrating her wedding. Let's join together on page 20, Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat Nekabela. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat Nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmianu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem ol tiferet ve'litila. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat Nekabela. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat Nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, Ki mekor haberacha, Merosh mikedem nesucha, Sof ma'aseh b'machshavat chila. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat Nekabela. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat Nekabela. Hitoreri, Kiva orech kumi ori, Uri, shir daberi, Kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat Nekabela. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat Nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, Gab ben simcha uv'sohola, Toch emunei am segula. Boi chala, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat Nekabela. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat Nekabela.
Well, before we sit down, I want to invite anyone who is a young person in our community. Now, many of us are young at heart, but we actually have a line in the Jewish community. And Levi, I'm going to put you on the spot for a minute. What is that line for when you become an adult?
12 or 13.
Exactly. Thank you, Levi. So if you are younger than 12 or 13, or you have not had your bar or bat mitzvah yet, I want to invite you, if you could help us light the candles tonight. We need your help. So come on up to the bima. Everyone else, you can have a seat. Come on up. Come on up. We're going to need all your help. And if there are any adults that need to help with the young ones, I invite you up too. Come on up. See some people in the back. Come on up. Okay. Joanna, do you want to join us? Okay. So, I'm happy to light the
Yeah. Okay. And try again. And try again. Do you think the next one's going to work? Okay, all right, let's find out. Here we go. Oh, you're ready. You got it. Okay. Okay. We got it. Okay, here we go. Okay. Can we take our hands and put them in front of us? All right. Let's cover our eyes.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lechad mikner shel
First thing that we do on Shabbat, as soon as it's Shabbat, and it's now Shabbat because we lit the candles, we go and give someone a big hug. Can you find a grown-up that you came with and give them a big, big hug? Go for it. Shabbat shalom, you guys.
I think one of the really beautiful things about being a part of a community such as this one is getting to celebrate different milestones throughout the full life cycle of a person's life. And so we have moments throughout our lives that we celebrate together in this space. And just as we bring our young ones up to help us light the candles, perhaps brighter than the flames themselves, we also have the opportunity this Shabbat to celebrate two members of our community as they bring their lives together. And so Sean and Linny, I'd like to invite you up to our bima as we all offer a blessing to you this evening. Sean and Linny, there is, I think, something really powerful about being able to bring a celebration such as yours together with a community. There's something remarkable that happens with celebrations. When we are in a time when we need comfort and we come together with other people, for some reason, being together with other people, that diminishes the pain that we might be feeling in that moment. But when we have a moment that we are celebrating, it makes that moment even more celebratory. My hope in being able to celebrate the two of you this evening and with the community here, with your friends and family, with your extended family and friends who I promise you are on Facebook and YouTube. And if you are on there, I invite you to say Mazel Tov to this couple as we celebrate this weekend and we celebrate this moment in your lives. So much my pleasure. Mishaberach, Imotenu Sarah Rivka, Leah v'Rachel. Va'avotenu Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov. May God, who blessed our ancestors in every generation, bless this couple. Guide them on their life's journey. May they build together a home worthy of celebration, a sacred refuge and safe space, a place where celebration and laughter, fun, all of these things find their way into their lives together as they build their home and continue to do so. May there be tenderness between them, together in joy and sorrow, knowing that there is a power to companionship, a power to being together in these, and that joy brings as much of that power as sorrow.
May they find sweetness in every moment they have together. And may their love inspire each and every one of us, a community, all the better for having them in it. I invite us together to say, Amen. Amen. Mazel tov to the two of you. Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Congratulations. This is just a taste. We'll continue celebrating in just a couple of days. If you have not had a chance yet, I invite you after our service to come up and say Mazel Tov to this couple as they celebrate this weekend. Mazel Tov. Congratulations to both of you. Yeah. We know the power of community brings not just a celebration such as this together, but a celebration of Shabbat as well. We are one couple stronger in our community, as we have another pair in our extended family that have brought themselves together. We celebrate that couple, this couple right here, those two, and we celebrate all of the members of our community with the words Baruch Hu, calling to one another. And so I'd like to invite us to turn to page 28 of our prayer books and to rise in body or in spirit.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed. Le'olam va'ed. Yadadai-dai-dai, 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 yadadai-dai-dai.
Continue on page 30. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim bechokma poteach she'arim uvitvuna meshane itim umachalif et hazmanim umisader et hakochavim b'mishmerotem berakia kirtzono borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or Uma'avir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uben laila. Adonai tzibaot shemo. El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch alenu leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv, aravim. Continue on page 32.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu, uv'kumeinu nasi ahavatcha al tasir mimenu leolamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael Ohev Amo Yisrael Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad
Please be seated.
Ve'ahavta
Et
et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha vehayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha veshinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam Beshivtecha bebeitecha uvlechtecha vaderech uvshochbecha uvekumecha ukshartam leot ayadecha vehayu letotafot bein einecha uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha Leman tiskeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim le'eloheichem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem le'elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem
Adonai Elohechem Emet. I wonder if you could join me on the reading at the top of page 39. Let's offer these words together. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. Page 40.
Adonai, mi kamocha nedar bar
We continue on the following page, calling to mind that sacred presence, that different feeling we get on Shabbat when we come together, when we sing, almost as if we were cradled by angels' wings. Page 42.
So for our next prayer, the Vishamru, this melody that we're going to sing tonight is by Dan Nichols, who we've sung many of his music here at Temple Israel. But this melody is especially special to me because this is a melody that I grew up singing at URJ Camp Newman, and it's very popular amongst all of the URJ camps. And it's this beautiful moment in the service at camp where tali tot are spread across our Beit Tefillah over the heads of the campers held up by our staff members. And it's this sacred moment, this super special moment in the service where you feel part of this community, where you're just so connected with the person sitting next to you. So I'm very excited about this next one. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam brit olam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam brit olam. B'ni uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz. Uvayom hashvi'i shavad vayinafash vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat.
We continue on page 46. Please rise in body or in spirit.
Adonai sefayv taif tivtach ufi agitehi letlecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu. Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'zocher ha'se'avot v'imahot, u'mevi geula livnei v'neihem, le'ma'an shemo be'ahava, melech ozer u'moshia u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah, atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah, Rav lehoshia, morid ha'atal, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim ve'rofeh cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, micha mocha ba'al gevurot, umido melech, melech mimit umechayeh, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah lechachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yachalilucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
We continue silently, either using words on the pages to follow or other words we might find in our hearts. We'll join back together again on page 62.
Yehiyu leratzon, im revi, v'hegion libi.
Well, it is the first Shabbat of the month, and we have a tradition at Temple Israel of something that we do on the very first Shabbat of every month, and that is we celebrate anniversaries and birthdays. So, if anybody has an anniversary or a birthday taking place in the month of in the month of September, let me know. Let's share this moment together as we celebrate, knowing that the celebration, again, is even greater given that we get to celebrate together and as a community. So you're pointing very locally. All right. It's a combination. Please, Lisa. It is our 20th wedding anniversary. Mazel tov, 20th wedding anniversary. Sean and Linny, yeah. Mazel tov, congratulations. On what day? Hey, all right. Happy birthday to Eliana. Other celebrations, other anniversaries, yeah. It's your birthday on the 14th. How old are you turning? All right, yeah, mazel tov. Happy early birthday. Yeah. Oh, all right. Although I understand it was here, but it was there, right? Yeah, right. Mazel tov. Congratulations. Mazel tov. Yeah, please. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Mazel tov. Mazel tov. Oh, yes, please. Thank you. All right. Oh, happy birthday. Yeah. Yeah, they can hear us, but we can't hear them. Yeah. Other celebrations? Yeah, Jay.
Well, I'm starting my 24th year teaching here.
Starting your 24th year teaching here. And just this past week, we had a meeting with all of the teachers to kick off this year. Mazel tov. Congratulations. Well, let's celebrate this moment in singing Happy Birthday, and maybe we'll do a little Shechianu as well. Let's sing together. Happy birthday to you. Woo. Happy birthday to you. Woo. Happy birthday, dear. Everyone in Temple
Everybody's birthday in September.
Happy birthday to you. Woo. Can we do that in Hebrew? Okay.
Hebrew, here we go.
Yom Huledet Sameach. Woo! Yom Huledet Sameach. Woo! Yom Huledet Sameach. Woo!
Yom Huledet Sameach.
I wondered, can we sing Shechianu as well?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Mazel tov, everyone. Mazel tov. Well, we have some announcements, some of the things that are going on. And so I'd like to call up our president, Mark Dressner, to share some of these goings on this week.
Shabbat shalom, everybody. First off, thank you, Joanna, so much. And for anyone who's never been to any of Joanna's Jewish dance classes, they're really, really cool. She's my favorite dance teacher. So if you ever see that advertised, come to her Jewish dance class too. This is a rather slower week as we end this summer and we have Labor Day weekend. So it's really kind of our the traditional stuff we have every week with kind of no extras this week, which is a little bit odd for Temple Israel. So tomorrow morning is Torah study, and that's going to be led by Ron Artstein, which should be really enlightening. During the week, we have our Joys of Jewish Learning program, And so it's the traditional stuff. 9:45 on Monday morning is the New Testament study from a Jewish perspective. The Musar study group meets on Wednesday at 9:45. Also on Wednesday at 11 o'clock is our social justice book group meeting. And I think there's something about it in the program. Our Tanakh study group also meets every Thursday at 10:15. And if you'd like to know more about that, contact Martine. Other programs are meetings of interest are the Men's Minyan, which is Tuesday at 9:30. I think we've got every day but Monday here. And that's it. That is the typical week of Temple Israel without any of the extras. So that's kind of cool. Is there anything else that I did not say? Is there anything going on, Jay?
We have the collaborative Shabbat tomorrow morning.
Great. How many people are collaborating to do it?
So far about 10.
10? Oh, cool. Very cool. Anything else? Anybody else? Oh, and congratulations to Mazel Tov to the couple. I meant to say that at the very beginning. Was overwhelmed with Joanne's dancing that I forgot. All right. Well, Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
We know that there is a strength in lifting up moments as a community, and so too do we find strength in being together when we are in need of healing. And so our thoughts turn now to those in our community who are in need of healing. And we know as a community that that is a healing of the body or the mind, healing of the spirit or the soul. And as a community, we don't just pray for bodily healing, but for strength, for those who provide care for everyone who is in need. The hope that we are able to add a little bit to that care, knowing that we are lending our hope, our strength to those caregivers and those who are in need of care. If you are joining us online, I'd like to invite you to share the names of those you're thinking of in the chat at this time. And for those of us who are here in our sanctuary, I'd like to invite you to share the names of those that you are thinking of after I share these names. I apologize. We're actually doing something a little bit different. We are inviting everyone to take a look at the names that are in the handout that we have. In our blue handout, there is a list of names on the inside of the handout under Misha Berach list. And those are the members of our immediate and extended community who are in need of healing. The idea being that healing also comes from us reaching out to one another. And so if you see a name on there that you know, someone that maybe you haven't reached out to in a little bit, I invite you to reach out, to check in with them, to offer healing by way of being a caring and loving presence in their lives. If you are thinking of anyone in particular this Shabbat and you are here in our sanctuary, I'd like to invite you to share their name as my eyes meet yours. Together, we additionally think of Robert Brumbach, El Nachaya, Kim DeSales, Ann Martin, Ronnie Shevik, Leon Alchatel, Amy Cohen, Bonnie Leopold, Lucy Levins, Janice Lapellis, Harper Jones Seeley, Amy Weitzman, as well as Claire Steinberger, Barry Perlman, Linda Lord, Olivia Escoboza, Jeff Kohlberg, and Michelle Dunn. I'd like to invite all of us to turn to page 253 to offer these words of healing.
Mikol to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We now continue with the words of Aleinu on page 282. Page 282 of our prayer books. I'd like to invite us to rise in body or in spirit.
Aleinu leshabeach la'adon hakol, la'teit gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asan yikugei ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo samcho kenu kahem, vegor aleinu kecho hamonam, va'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech machei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lamelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu bayom hahu yiyeh Adonai echad u'shemo 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 echad.
Please be seated. Our thoughts now turn to those in our community who have died in recent days or in this season in years past. If there's anyone that you are thinking of, especially this Shabbat, and you're joining us online, I invite you to share the name of those people in the chat at this time. Together, our hearts go out to those in our community who are observing Shiva and Shloshim, marking the 37 days after the death of someone near to them. And so, as we remember Kenneth Rosenfeld, our hearts go out to Dan Rosenfeld and Karen Rosenfeld and Molly and Samantha. And as we remember Harry Zobel, our hearts go out to Carrie Zobel, Jonathan Weiner, Max and Sadie. And as we remember Shirley Sapel, our hearts go out to Joel Sapel and Mona Gable, Jesse and Kate. And as we remember Diane Stotlin-Repkin, our hearts go out to Heather Raphael. And as we remember Micah Beisel, our hearts go out to Rabbi Lee Beisel and Judy Beisel. Liat, Ava and Levi, Moti, Danielle, Ayala and Arlo. And as we remember Renee Solomon, our hearts go out to Ava Weiss and Howard Weiss, Aaron and David Cherson, Danielle Weiss and Ryan and Evan. And as we remember Leonard Dower, our hearts go out to Nancy Blum and Lloyd Blum, Zachary and Gabriel. And as we remember Sandy Avshin, our hearts go out to Paula Avshin, Judy,
Andy, Rebecca, Mari, and Rachel. We additionally mark the yard site, the anniversary of the death of Miller Blyer, Max Brill, Sidney Bukoff, Lori Cole, Jack Cooperman, Michael Factorman, Leah Feudham, Sid Gomez, Susan Grant, Lawrence LeBeau, Ann Lanehart, Miriam Levy, Louis Levy, Louis Lapellis, Bruce Meltzer, Joyce Neal, Lara Newman, Mary Alice Norman, Helen Pepose, Sumner Prell, Celia Statfeld, Charles Stillman, William Sunshine, Raphael Ursus, Leah Winkselbaum, Alex Wool, Sophie Wright, Bertha Wright, and Julia Zernizer. If there's anyone that you are thinking of, especially this Shabbat, you'd like to share their name aloud so that we can all hold that person in our hearts, I invite you to do so as my eyes meet yours. We add to these names Dottie Chapin. I'd like to invite now all of us to turn to page 294 of our prayer books, where we'll find the words of the Mourner's Kaddish, and to please rise in body or in spirit as we offer these words of memorial. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah, be'alma divarach chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, b'chayachon uv'yomechon uv'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'gala uv'izman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam u'me'olmaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shmei d'kudisha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, tamiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya, v'chaim alinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Aseh shalom b'mramav, huya aseh shalom, alinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, amen. Zichronam livracha, may the memories of those near to us always be a blessing and an inspiration to each and every one of us. I invite us together to say, amen. Please be seated. Well, for our closing song this particular Shabbat, we have Oseh Shalom, which is a particular nechemta, a particular blessing offered at the end of our memorial prayer. A reminder that we shouldn't shy away from these difficult moments in our lives, knowing that we experience loss, but also placing, again, that nechemta, that bit of light at the end of those same words to remind us to let light bring us out of those as well. And so these same words have been put to music. We're doing the Navatahila melody? Okay, all right, by a really cool group in Israel that has, I think they started actually as kind of a kibbutz of sorts, and they've become a community that does services every week now for a much broader community. But it's a group that wrote all of these new melodies for a lot of the prayers and songs that we sing together. And so this is an Oseh Shalom. Hopefully not just the words, but the melody can lift us up as well. You'll find the words at the bottom of that very same page, Oseh Shalom b'mamav. Let's sing together.
Well, I want to invite any of our younger than bar and bat mitzvah age kids to come on up. We're going to do a kiddush, the sweetness of this day placed right there in our cup. For anyone else who wants to join in the words, even if you've already had your bar mitzvah, you can sing too. Let's sing together. I'm going to take a sip of this because it has alcohol in it.
Okay, stay right here. Stay right here. Oh, come on.
All right, let's join together in blessing. This challah, this Shabbat, individually pieced together for our young people. Let's offer our blessing all together. Now, there is a tradition of touching someone who is touching the challah. So can everybody put your hand on the shoulder next to you? Okay, go ahead. Yeah, let's all be connected. Okay, let's say the blessing all together. Can we sing it together? All right. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, b'tei avon. B'tei avon, another Yashar Koach to Joanna for leading us this evening. Yashar Koach, Joanna, well done. And Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom.